Alright folks, welcome back to Hodge Garage. We've got a code popping on the truck. I had two. One was the map. The other one is the P0449 vent valve solenoid. That's it right there, brand new one in the box. So as I was looking just to see what other videos had been posted, I noticed that on one of the videos they direct you to the back of the truck underneath the gas tank, way back there. On this particular truck, which is an LT09 Silverado Z71, it has the solenoid located right here underneath the driver's side door. So we'll crawl underneath here real quick and I'll show you. And you come back here. Yeah, I went too far down the truck. Right over here, and that's it right there. So I've actually replaced this before. There's the canister, so if you're ever wondering where's your canister located, if you need to change that, it's right there. And I've heard before that these things can get like gummed up via dust and whatnot. But the solenoid is there. And then on top of the transmission further up is a little filter, which we'll get to later. But this is calling for this to be replaced. If you have it on your fuel tank, it actually might be easier. You gotta drop the spare possibly to get to that version of it. But on this one, there's a clip here that's holding it on. We're gonna bend that clip back and this will just slide right off. It has this bracket, which you're not gonna use for this particular setup. But that one right there is for the gas tank. And then mine came with, it's kind of hard to see, a new wiring harness as well. And so we'll use that new wiring harness. But basically we'll start with, I'm using my phone so I can see, taking this hose clamp off here and one down here. And yeah, and that's pretty much it. There's not a whole lot to this job. So we'll get into it and start by taking that clip off and go from there. Alright, one thing that I did do, I want to show you real quick. I got to kind of get in position. I've got one side of the solenoid off. Side here towards the front of the truck. And then this side here is a little tricky. So what I did is, I kind of popped it off, but I took the rest of this hose off. It's connected to the canister here. You may be wondering, how do you get that dude off? Well, it's actually super easy. If I can switch hands. There's a little tab right underneath here. Push in on that tab real good and then pull it off and then it comes right off. So that's the bracket that was holding it on. You'll notice I bent it back. So before we install this back on, I'm going to push that back down so it holds it in place. But for right now, it doesn't really matter too much. So with this out now, I'm outside, I'm next to the truck now. I got this piece off. One of the things I want to show you that I did last time is I did run a box knife down it. Maybe not my smartest decision, which is why there's tape on it. But you know, when you're doing this stuff in your driveway, you do what you do, right? So I'll put a little bit more tape on there this time around. But this will make it a lot easier to get it off. So if you're in the same spot, these hoses, they're connected on there pretty good. This one especially. So I would strongly recommend take this hose off from the canister before you put this back, or to actually remove it, just because it fits on there pretty good. It probably would be advisable to replace this. I'll leave that up to you to decide, but probably not a bad idea. So from here, all we're going to do is we're going to take this hose off. We're going to attach it to our new one over here and reinstall. Well, there it is. All tied up. Actually, let me turn this over. I'm all over the place. There it is. The hose clamps broke on me, so replace those. New clips on. I just kind of tucked it up here. It's got a clip to put it on something, but like this particular arrangement, I'm not exactly sure what it's supposed to clip onto. Maybe somebody in the comments can mention something there, but I'm just going to leave it there. It's not really going to get snagged on anything. I've got a frame rail literally right here, so I think I'm okay. And the truck's already 2-inch lift, and tuck it back in there. Should be fine. You could probably zip tie it if you really wanted to. But that's the solenoid. Like I said, probably the hardest part is those hoses. And honestly, like I said, if you unclip it here at the canister, it should be a lot easier to get off. You could also, I don't know, maybe use a heat gun. Maybe a blow dryer might be a better option because you probably want low heat on this. But this one doesn't come off too bad. So if you can really get this one off, disconnect this line, it's a lot easier of a job to try to yank this off of there. You put in a vise or something like that if you need to. Now it's on to our little filter thing that comes with the kit, and we've got to locate that now. Alright, so found this little filter dude, and basically you gotta come to the other side of the truck. Like if you're going to do your engine oil drain plug over here on this side, on top of the transmission. So here's the transmission pan, which I have another video on changing that, why GM didn't put a drain plug on these is beyond me. But literally up here, you got to follow this like corrugated hose pipe up above here. It's kind of hard to see probably, but way up there, and then yeah, it's on there. So basically all we're going to do is take this off, and we're going to stuff it all the way back up in there. Notice hose clamp wasn't on all the way. I don't know what's up with that, but this hose literally routes from the driver's side. You can see the new solenoid over there. It literally routes all the way up and over the transmission, and it sits way up top here. So just pull it down. There's literally nothing holding it on. Unhook it, put the new one on, and then stuff it back up in there. Real good. That's it. Hopefully this helps you guys out. You won't have to try to hopefully route this thing across the engine and whatnot. Oh, actually, I see the problem. This thing came unsnapped. So, oh yeah, that hose clamp's done. So, have to replace that. Cool. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully this helps you guys.